Have you ever wondered why some people seem to naturally follow established paths, while others challenged everything, refusing to settle for what already exists? And here's another question. Have you ever felt like you were meant to do things differently, that the path laid out for you just doesn't feel right? Maybe you've been told to just follow the rules, but deep down, something pulls you toward questioning them instead. Hi, I'm Olga. Life is good when you embrace your unique path, even if it feels challenging at first. And today, I want to talk about the challenges of being a creator of the new in the world largely built for those who thrive on the structure and tradition. This video is for anyone who has ever felt misunderstood or unsupported in their pursuit of something different, something new. I'll be honest, I've been there. Growing up, I often felt like I didn't fit into the systems around me. Whether it was in school, at work, or even within my social circles. It seemed like everyone else was content to follow the established path. But for me, following someone else's blueprint felt impossible. Instead, I questioned everything. And let me tell you, that questioning wasn't always welcomed. Have you ever felt that way? Like your desire to do things differently or to simply be yourself makes life harder? If so, you are not alone. And that struggle, it's not just a personality quirk. It's something deeper. This difference shapes so much of our world. It's not just about personality. It's about how we are wired to navigate life. And understanding this dynamic could change the way we see ourselves and each other. You see, from the moment we're born, we're either aligning with what we see around us, seeking approval, copying behaviors, and adopting the values, or we're fighting for our own way. Allow me to break it down. The first group thrives on learning from others. They naturally look to authority figures like caregivers for guidance. They copy what works, adopting the best qualities they see. As they grow, they continue seeking mentors, systems, and frameworks to build their lives on. For these individuals, success comes from aligning with what already exists, perfecting it, thriving within it, and passing that knowledge forward. Now, let's talk about the second group. These individuals, call them self-directed thinkers, intuitive navigators, or pattern creators. Face a unique struggle. They're constantly fighting just to be themselves. They don't copy others because it doesn't resonate. Instead, they look for evidence, for validation, to confirm that their way is not just okay, it's necessary. Their alignment doesn't come from external sources. It comes from within. Their motto, "My way is the way." These individuals question everything. It's not rebellion. It's survival. Their nervous system needs to see evidence that their way is valid. Without that confirmation, it feels like the ground beneath them is shaking. But think about it. If you spent your life following a system that works for you, someone questioning that system might feel like an attack. It's uncomfortable. It forces you to reevaluate what you've been operating on for so long. People see them as combative, stubborn, or difficult, as if they're picking battles over every little thing. But what's actually happening is that they're fighting for something. The right to be themselves, the right to question, and the right to show us a new way. For example, imagine a workplace scenario. A framework follower might look at the process and say, let's optimize this. A pattern creator, on the other hand, might say, let's throw this out and try this new way I think is going to be awesome. To the framework follower, that feels risky, even unnecessary. To the pattern creator, anything less feels suffocating. Do you see how this dynamic plays out? It's not that one approach is better than the other. They are complementary. The truth is, these individuals aren't here to fit in. They're here to challenge, to innovate, to bring new ideas into existence. And here's where it gets interesting. These two groups need each other. The first group creates stability. They hold the foundation, preserving the best of what exists. The second group creates movement. They challenge the foundation, pointing out cracks and showing us where we can grow. And together, they build the bridge between what is and what could be. This dynamic is crucial. Without the first group, the world would be chaotic, constantly changing, with no grounding. Without the second group, the world would stagnate, unable to evolve or adapt. We live in a time of transformation. Systems are crumbling. Old ways are proving inefficient, broken, or harmful. And these outliers, they hold the keys to the changes we need. For the systematic thinkers, this means opening up to change. It means trusting that questioning the status quo isn't a threat. It's an opportunity to grow. For the self-directed thinkers, it means finding the courage to keep going, even when it feels like the whole world is against you. It means believing in yourself enough to show the world your way. Because when we do, we unlock something extraordinary, a world where innovation and tradition don't compete, they complete each other. But let's not sugarcoat it. Being a self-directed thinker is tough. Rejection, criticism, and misunderstanding often comes with the territory. I've experienced this firsthand. There were moments where I doubted my own value because my way of doing things wasn't accepted, and my insights weren't appreciated. But over time, I realized that being self-directed thinker in the world is about self-awareness. Knowing your value and understanding that rejection isn't about your identity. It's the change that makes people uncomfortable. So, here's my advice for self-directed thinkers. Make sure to protect your energy. Create boundaries with people or environments that drain you. Not everyone will understand your vision, and that's okay. It's not your job to convince them. Second, practice self-care. Whether it's spending time in nature, journaling, or simply stepping away from the noise. Make time to recharge and nurture your uniqueness. You are needed exactly the way you are, and you might want to spend time cultivating that view. And finally, focus on small wins. Every step forward, no matter how small, is a victory. Celebrate those moments and use them as a fuel to keep going, as evidence of your value. Those small wins are going to lead to big wins. Now let's zoom out for a moment. The work of a self-directed thinker isn't just about personal fulfillment, it's about the bigger picture. Think about the innovators throughout history, people like Rosa Parks, Steve Jobs, or Nikola Tesla, the ones who challenged the status quo and changed the world. They didn't just create new systems, they inspired others to see beyond what was possible. You have that same potential. For every trailblazer watching this, I want you to know this. Your way matters. It might feel like an uphill battle now, but the world needs people who can see beyond what exists. People like you. People like you. And for the framework followers watching this, your role is just as vital. You hold the foundation, the stability that allows growth to happen. But I encourage you to embrace the questions and challenges brought by self-directed thinkers. It's not a threat to what you've built. It's an opportunity to make it even stronger. When we work together, something incredible happens. The self-directed thinkers show us new paths, and the framework followers help turn those paths into something lasting. It's not about one way being better than the other, it's about connection. Because here's the truth. The world is bigger than what we've built so far. There is so much more we can bring into existence. But that only happens when we bridge the gap between these two groups. So what does this mean for us? For those who feel different, who question, who challenge, who fight for their way, I want you to know this. You are not wrong. Your way is valid, your way matters. And yes, it's hard to stand up to resistance, but the world needs what you have to offer. And for those who thrive in systems, who find comfort in structure and tradition, your role is equally important. You are the anchors, the builders, the one who turn dreams into reality. But I'll say this, don't fear the questions, don't resist the change. See it as a chance to grow, to create something even better. Because when we come together, we don't just improve, we transform. So let's stop viewing these differences as divisions and start seeing them as opportunities for connection. Let's support the self-directed thinkers, honor the contributions of framework followers, and recognize that we all have unique value to bring to the table. Most importantly, let's approach each other with understanding and respect. Because whether we're grounding the present or paving the future, we're all contributing to the same larger story, a story of growth, transformation, and creating a world that embraces both stability and change. Thank you for watching. If this resonates with you, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Do you identify more as a framework follower or a self-directed thinker? Drop it in comments below. Share how you experienced this dynamic and how it's influenced your path. Let's keep this conversation alive and work toward a world where innovation and tradition come together in harmony. And if you're looking for a community of like-minded people, those who question, create, and build, join us. Together we're crafting something truly extraordinary. Life is good when we celebrate what makes us unique and come together to create something bigger than ourselves.